I joined the committee in June 2020, so I've been on the committee for just over a year. Why did I want to join? Well, the overarching reason is really to improve neonatal care for babies and families across the country. And I thought there was no better way to do that than through the BAPM. The BAPM is a well-respected and inclusive organisation that's increasingly viewed nationally as the organisation that represents the neonatal community, and I wanted to be part of that.
So why did I get involved in BAPM and put myself forward to be potentially elected onto the EC? Well, actually, it's been a lot of fun. It is, I think, good to get involved and understand more about what's going on in neonatology, and to some extent have a role in the way that the UK respond to that. I'm a great believer in sort of helping each other out. So the BAPM is a good way to help your colleagues out.
I was very lucky to be part of a team where many of the consultants were involved in national organisations, and I could really see the learning that they brought back to develop our service locally. So I was really encouraged to join the BAPM by my colleagues back then, not really having had much experience at all, apart from being a member of the BAPM.
The role of the Executive Committee is to carry out BAPM's strategy. They advise the BAPM office staff as what needs to be done, and they should be representative of the wider membership.
As quality lead, my role on the EC is to develop the quality work stream in the BAPM strategy, and for the last few years that has meant developing a lot of web resources with a team of BAPM volunteers to produce resources on quality improvement. But our main thrust of our work over the last few years has been developing the perinatal optimisation toolkits and the neonatal services quality indicators to improve perinatal outcomes for preterm babies.
So I'm chair of the BAPM Data and Informatics Steering Group, which is very exciting as it's a new committee formed really in response to the increasing complexity of data that's used to inform improvements in neonatal care.
So, network rep, I think it's good that the BAPM has evolved to perhaps have those more focused roles on EC. So I suppose my job is to be mindful of how things that BAPM do interact with networks. Now, I think we're effectively all now involved in networks, so we could all be network rep. But I suppose the idea of the job is just to keep mindful of the way that things that BAPM do are going to interact with networks, and then think about how we can sort of help support networks and therefore help support the members.
BAPM works really well as a partnership. The office staff advise on the business side of things, the executive committee advise on the clinical side of things, and then together we decide what's best for BAPM.
I'm particularly proud of how the BAPM led the COVID response across the neonatal community. We set up and led the first few webinars, and at that time doing virtual webinars was quite unheard of and new, and at a time where there was a lot of anxiety, it really helped to bring the neonatal community together, to support one another and to share the latest information, which I think at that time really meant a lot to a lot of people. And that's exactly what the BAPM stand for. It's really to bring the neonatal community together.
So one of the things I've been really proud of over the last few years is how membership has really soared with real engagement from midwives and neonatal nurses. I'm also really excited about the new bid for a neonatal safety champion, which will only complement the existing lineup of perinatal safety champions that are out there at the moment.
So the roles we're advertising for the executive committee for this year are the president-elect, the representative for local neonatal units, special care units, representative for quality, representative for research, and representative for networks.
I think it's important for anyone applying to be part of the BAPM committee to be able to dedicate the time And because there will be plenty of emails, even in between meetings, and that's really a testament to how influential BAPM are.
Anybody that's a BAPM member can apply for any of the roles. You don't need to have any particular experience, and you don't need to have been a member of a BAPM group before.
My colleagues on the EC are really supportive. They're going to help you if you don't feel you've had committee experience. But honestly, that's not a prerequisite. It's really good to get involved, and I'm sure you'll get a lot out of it.
Learned a lot about chairing and steering working groups, which would have completely terrified me before, but I've been really nurtured by the BAPM EC family. They have been incredibly supportive and encouraging. It's really helped my professional confidence. And I've been really lucky as a result to be representing the BAPM in organisations such as the National Neonatal Audit Programme and the Maternity and Neonatal Safety Improvement Programme.
So I would encourage anyone who's really passionate about improving care for babies and families across the country to join the BAPM Exec Committee. I could think of very few other ways that you can really play a leading role in shaping neonatal services and improving outcomes for our babies. You will meet very like-minded, positive and energetic colleagues, and I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. And if you are nervous, don't be, because you will be well supported by the BAPM office.
Don't be held back by the fear that you don't have enough experience or you don't have the skill set. What the BAPM EC family is fantastic about is supporting and nurturing you along the way. And never forget that the BAPM has as much to learn from you as you have from them.
And lastly, don't be worried that it's an election. You know, I'm sure some people, and in fact, I felt the same. I'm not worthy to be elected, etc., etc. But forget all that. Just put your name into the hat and go for it. If you don't get elected, that's fine. Try again next time, maybe in a slightly different role. Like I say, you've got to be sort of in it to win it, and it has been good fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed I've actually had 6 years because I've had 2 terms on the EC, and it's been thoroughly enjoyable.